SK Vibemaker.
Look who's here, Ray Black. What's going on?
I'm good.
Happy to see you again.
I'm happy to see you.
Yeah, man. Purple swag today.
That's my new colour now.
How would you explain how 2019 has treated you?
I would say for me, it's been a year of the grind. Like, it's been the year of, what do you call it, before the harvest, like just actually doing the groundwork behind the scenes, like working on my debut album. So for me, I've spent most of it in the studio. Yeah. I
mean, debut album ready for top of 2020?
Yeah, maybe like early mid 2020. Yeah.
You know what? We've had a few conversations before, and I'm just gonna say this from the top, man. I feel like you are mad underrated. Like, I don't know, how do you feel about it, man? Because I know as a UK soul R&B artist, it's difficult in the UK. How do you feel about your place in the game right now? Do you feel like a bit underrated?
I feel like UK, like you said, UK R&B is underrated, period, like as a genre. I feel like maybe it had a little bit of a time like years and years ago, but right now in the scene it's very much like UK rap. Obviously, besides pop, it's like UK rap focused. So I kind of feel like all of the R&B artists right now are having to do a lot more work to like break through. But I definitely feel like in UK R&B, I'm really proud to say that I feel like my face is one of those at the forefront. And I have a loyal and amazing fan base. But definitely, I feel like the UK in general has a job to do in championing R&B artists. Yeah.
Empress. I got to say, that's one of my favourite songs in your discography so far.
Thank you.
Where does that rank in the set list when you're performing live these days?
What do you mean, like where does it go?
Yeah, where do you put that in the set list?
I usually put in the middle of the set. It's like the calm down zone where I feel like I get to have a vocal moment. Shows are very much like hype. You want the people to be like, in the zone, vibing, dancing. And for me, I think that's my moment for people to actually listen to the words and connect with me. So I put that usually in the middle of the set.
How important do you think the actual vocal performance is for a vocalist these days, especially for singers? Because I do see quite a lot of artists getting away with things like still miming, still having heavily backing tracks.
I can never tell when people are miming.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's getting so like sexy with it these days that you literally can't tell when an artist is miming or not even performing live.
Yeah.
I mean, how important do you think in the grand scheme of things vocal performance is nowadays?
I don't know. I'm torn because half of me is like, obviously people are paying to hear your vocals and to see you properly live, and like they deserve a good show and an authentic show. But then I feel like some of our favorite artists mime because, I mean, it also depends how much movement you do. Dancing and singing is really, really difficult.
Yeah.
So if you're an artist that dances, I don't even blame you. Like if you're doing like full on like Chris Brown choreography, I'm like, wow. And you sing on top of that, like it's hard work. I think very few people like Beyonce or whatever does that. So I'm a bit torn because sometimes I'm like, okay, if you're miming but it's still a lit show and no one can tell, then I'm not mad at it.
Really?
No, but I don't know. I'm torn because I'm like, but gotta give people a proper show. But then I also think stuff is old school. Like if you can give a lit show and preserve your voice, like if someone's doing like a world tour, singing every single night and flying and traveling and all of that is really hard. I've never mimed before, but then I've never done a huge world tour and gone to Australia and then been in New York or whatever the next day. So I don't know what that's like on your voice. So I don't know, I can't judge.
So you feel no way about some of these artists getting away with murder? Yeah, like I mean, they sound basically studio gangsters. Feel a certain way on the song that you hear on the radio on the streaming service, but when it comes down to the live performance, you can tell they're cheating. You feel no way about it? Coming from an artist I know who can sing as well, I know you can definitely sing.
No, and I love singing and I love singing live. But you know what, like I feel like some stuff is old school in terms of like trying to keep everything super pure. Again, I feel like if you're doing like one show, like come on, you can do the thing live. But I think like traveling and performing is really taxing on your voice. So I wouldn't blame some people, especially if they dance. But I always sing live, so I'm not bothered about what anyone else is doing, really.
You kind of touched on the fact of sort of like fitness, basically. If you're on a world tour, you need to be very fit to do that singing and dancing stuff. I seen you on the gram hitting the gym.
Yeah.
You've been training.
I try. On and off.
Oh, it's on and off too.
I go on and off.
How long you been in there now?
Well, I've always loved like working out. For me, that's like my place for me. Like that's my me time. So I would say I've been like in the gym and loving the gym since like 2017. That's when I first started really getting into fitness with my trainer. And 2017, mate, I had abs like when I was actually dedicated.
Jeez.
But now it's kind of like on and off and stuff, because like when you're in the studio, you know, you just get proper relaxed and that's all you're doing. But when I'm on the move, I like to stay fit. But it's so important, I think, as a performing artist, even if you're not somebody who dances, like unless you're standing in one spot, you need to work out, because you're walking up and down and interacting with the crowd. Like you should be able to move. Yeah.
You need that torso strength. You need that leg work. Do you know what I'm saying? I was doing leg day the other day. It's not a joke. Hits you not the day after, but the day after the day after. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, then you feel it.
Jeez, man. You get me?
Mad.
So every time we sit down and have a conversation, I always want to give you credit for your writing ability.
Because
I think that maybe that can go understated. Like I sit down listening, because you like to bar as well.
Yeah.
I mean, you vocalize, you sing with it, but you definitely bar. Like you rap a bit. And like, do you ever get writer's block? Do you ever lack inspiration?
Definitely. I think as a singer who writes their own songs, you have ups and downs with your writing. You can have like a sick period of like, I don't know, for 3 months straight, everything's just flowing out and everything's sounding sick. Do you know what I mean? Like every song is like, yeah, that slaps. And then you can have a period where you've just got a bit of a block and you're like, what do I say now? Like, what do I do now? Or you get in a session, and like I had a period where I'll be in a session with producers and I didn't even know what I wanted out of the beats. I'll be like, try this, and I'll be like, no, that's not it. Do that, that's not it. So it goes up and down, I think. Because
I know you still write the majority of your material.
I always write every single song you've heard I've written. Yes.
Are you anti co-writing?
No, I co-write as well. Yeah, I co-write as well. But I've never like any song you've heard Ray BLK wrote on. Yeah. I
feel like maybe I've got a good idea on the answer to what I'm about to ask you. But what's your favourite song that you've written to date?
Ooh.
And why?
That's out there. I would say, favourite song that I've written. Maybe Empress, actually.
Oh, Empress, for real?
Maybe Empress, yeah.
What is it about that song in particular, which is the reason why it's your fave?
I feel like it was just like storytelling, you know, like me actually telling a story, but putting it into a song. And I just love how much people connect with it. Like when I do it live, I always see people's reaction, or when people hear it for the first time and I see their reaction, I'm like, they're actually listening to the words and taking in the words, and it makes people feel something. And I love that about it. And yeah, I just love that it's a story. And I feel like my favorite songs that I've done are songs that are like super genuine to me and that I've literally just rolled out, and I literally wrote that song in like half an hour and was like, yeah, that's it.
I'm not gonna lie, I feel like you've been getting kind of fierce with it recently, man. There's been a little bit, some people might be saying like man bashing.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying, a little bit like in my bed was a little bit like, you know what I'm saying, action there was a bit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so when you're writing these songs, I can assume the majority is coming from personal experience, right?
Okay,
yeah. I mean, is it easy for you to just put that on the track from personal experience and knowing that someone's going to hear that and maybe like want to say something back or see you or speak to you about it?
No, but it's not about them. It's not, as in like, it's not, I don't release music to, I don't know, bully whoever has influenced the
It's
song.
therapeutic, obviously.
Yeah, it's just therapeutic. Like I'm just writing about my experiences and what I see and what I go through. I don't even think I'm a man basher. Like I support guys as well. Like I've got male friends. Like I used to have mostly male friends even. So I don't actually like have a problem with guys at all. It's not my fault that you lot are doing this madness. You get what I'm saying? Like you're inspiring the music.
Maybe you got to change your circle though. Do you know what I'm saying? Because maybe you might be meeting the wrong men. That's what I say. Because
no, I'm really choosy.
I can tell that, but there's still a lot of bashing going on. But then sometimes it makes me think, oh man, I wish we could introduce Ray Blizzy to some nice guys that she doesn't need to write these songs about. Do you know what I'm saying? I saw
someone tweet something like that, but I'm like, okay, but I feel like the songs that people connect to most are the ones that are about, you know, pain and hurt, and like, because we've all been there. Do you know what I mean? Of course, we love a little love song every now and then, but I think, Yeah, I'm real with it. It's never me bashing guys, but I'm a woman and I make songs about female experiences.
Of course.
Y'all just be doing us dirty. So
have you
not
ever
all
seen?
guys though.
Have you ever seen the tables turn like songs written about you?
No, I don't date artists.
You don't date artists. I mean, is that just like top of the list? Like, I will never, and I'm not trying to date an artist.
Not I will never, but I'm definitely not trying to date.
But what about you might date someone and they might turn into an artist, or they might turn into a songwriter, and the next thing you know, a song's written about you.
I probably think that's lit, to be fair.
Oh, you think that's cool?
I think that's cool.
Because I know some people don't like that idea about songs being written about them.
No, I would think that's cool. Like, I actually named one of my exes in Empress. I won't say which one is actually a real name. The rest I changed, but his name actually was a good rhyme. And I don't know how he feels about it because he never spoke about it. But if that was me, I probably would be with the man them, like, obviously, like, made her feel away. Like, she wrote a whole song about, man, you get me? Because I've got it like that or whatever. I don't know. I think I would think, I mean, it depends what they're saying, but I don't think I've ever been, like, explicitly horrible about anybody. But I would be like, oh, that's cool that, like, our experience inspired you to write something. Yeah.
You sound like the type of lady who is cool with being friends with an ex. Is that the truth?
Yeah, it depends on how it ends, but if it ends fine, then yeah, totally.
No problem.
No problem.
Oh shit, I'm not really trying to be friends with exes though. Still, like, if the relationship's finished, it's done.
Why not?
It's messy. Like, there might be feelings on either side. I'm not into all the games, the show out thing and that. It's a lot.
I feel like if it ends well, like if it doesn't end on bad terms, that could be somebody that's a friend for life as well, because they know you intimately. Like, you can actually shout that person if you're going through something.
How often does that happen though?
Not very often, but one of my exes is like my dog. Like, when I was moving, he helped me move in my stuff.
But
he helped me put the furniture together.
Is it sincere? Because like you say that though, like you might have an ex and you're still good friends, but I feel like the majority of the time one side still has feelings or more you know what I mean? So whether you have the feelings or he has the feelings but he's hiding it, there's always that though, it seems.
I don't know. I don't know about that one. But I think you definitely can be friends with an ex. But I think if you can be friends with an ex, it wasn't really that deep, was it?
There you go.
It probably wasn't really that deep.
You said it.
Yeah.
Make sure you do the capital letters when it comes to the BLK. Does that bother you?
I'm not gonna lie, that kind of just started happening and I rolled with it. That's not something I was like super particular about. Like, no, you must capitalize all of that wasn't something it just started happening and I was like, I'm not bothered. Cool.
Building, living, knowing.
Yes.
Was that before or after? I mean, was the BLK there? Like, was you just Ray BLK and then you thought, you know what?
Oh yeah. No. It was always the BLK.
It was always that, yeah. Straight up. So In My Bed, talk to us about that song.
So this song, genuinely, the song just came about because I wanted to rap. So I made the song with Toddler T, and the beat just made me feel like it's the type of song that, I don't know, you bar on. You know, his production is very like hip hop. It's very UK hip hop type of vibes
and dancehall inspired.
Yeah, exactly. So I felt like yeah, I can rap on this song, and yeah, I just feel like it had to come hard. So I felt like that influenced the song a lot in terms of the fierce vibe. Yeah.
In My Bed and Action definitely seem to have this dancehall swing to them.
Okay, yeah.
Is that the route that you're going down? Because before it wasn't really that, it seemed.
Yeah. For me, I'm never like choosing to go down a route. I'm just enjoying music. Like from the get-go, I've always just made songs. And I think that's probably with most artists or most songwriters, like we just enjoy music and writing songs, whether that's like on an acoustic guitar or whether that's like a fully produced like R&B or pop song or whatever. Like sometimes I write pop songs. So I feel like it's more so the guidance of like an A&R that takes an artist down a particular route. So yeah, I wouldn't say something I particularly like chose. It's just I worked with people who have these sounds. Like I'd say my like album I'm working on is very R&B, and I think maybe people will be like, oh okay, now you're like fully R&B, whereas before it was maybe like R&B soul. Yeah. Have
you been writing much for others?
No, I did a little bit of it, but it's just not something I really enjoy doing because one, I really, really respect like songwriters, people who do that, because that is a hustle, because you have to come into somebody's world and step into it and very quickly know what they want and give that to them, and also be able to keep on coming with consistent ideas, because I'm the type of person, if I do co-write, I know what I want, and so when someone throws something at me, I might be like, oh no, I don't like that, or oh no, I wouldn't say that, or that's not my type of vibe. And you've got to just keep on coming out of it, be like, okay, cool, what about this? Okay, what about that? So I feel like you've really got to be able to forget yourself and forget what you think is good, and figure out what's good for that person. And that's a serious skill, and I'm just not trying to do that right now.
Straight up. I respect it, man. Of course.
Yeah.
Now, I'm from London. You're from South London.
Yeah.
There are some people that might be watching or listening to this conversation and don't know about the part in South London where you're from. Catford, right?
I'm from Catford, yeah.
Yeah. How would you explain growing up in Catford to someone who's never been there?
There's really not much in Catford, to be honest. There's really not much. There's like a big cat and some shops. That's about it.
Is there an actual cat there?
Yeah. There's a big cat at the
Okay.
town centre.
Mad.
Yeah. Like a huge cat, and then just a couple shops, and there's genuinely like nothing there. I keep saying that they need to start doing what they're doing in Croydon, in Catford, because Croydon's got so much now. It didn't used to have much, and now there's like shopping centres, there's Box Park, there's this, there's that, and now they're doing a Westfields, I think. And I just feel like Catford, or just like Lewisham area, needs a bit more time and focus. But yeah, it's just the ends, you know what I mean? Anyone that's from the ends, it's like very community focused. There's not much there. People like leave to go to work. Yeah, loads of chicken shops.
Simple things.
Yeah.
I'm from North London, man. There's plenty around there. I love my ends. You know
Really?
North London? You know Tottenham?
Yeah.
You go there often?
Not often. It's too far.
Really? Yeah,
It's
your
really
ends
far.
is too far too.
Exactly, I'm too far from you.
50-50. What year was that again? Was that 2016?
2016. Yeah.
2016,
My first
3
single.
years ago.
Yeah.
How much do you feel like you've grown since 50-50 and evolved
So
and changed?
much. I think I've evolved and I've grown so much, like my sound, me as a person, me as an artist, me as somebody who like knows the music business. Like genuinely then, like I'm still having fun, but I was just having fun then. And I was just like, yay, I'm doing a song, yay, I'm releasing a video, do you know what I mean? Everything was just yay. So I would say I was like a lot more naive, and like I was literally just enjoying myself and not really thinking about the future, besides the fact that like I just want to make music, and oh my god, now I am. This is so cool.
Have you got used to the industry? Obviously you was independent back then.
Yeah.
You had the freestyle saying that you was going to stay independent. You've signed a major label deal.
Yeah.
Have you gotten used to the industry, the music industry, the showbiz?
I would say yeah, definitely used to it. Yeah.
Do you think it's quite easy to settle in and get used to?
It's not, and that's why I feel like people need to spend more time in developing artists, because it's a lot to just be thrusted into it. Like even when I was thrusted into it, I feel like I still didn't really get it. You know, I didn't get all of the components that are involved. I kind of just felt like you just make songs and you just put them out and just whatever, and that's it, you know, do some shows. And there's so many components to it and so many other things to think about outside of it. Some of it as an artist, that's not your job to think about or focus on at all. But yeah, I feel like I now like I get it definitely at this
Straight
point.
up.
Yeah.
Action with Chip.
Yeah.
How did you guys link up?
So Chip has been an early supporter. I linked up with him in 2016 for the first time after the Mobos, went to the studio and just chopped it up and listened to music and stuff. And from then was like, we got to do something together. And then I feel like, the time came and he just heard the song and was like, I love the song, and did it.
It's another fierce one.
Thank you.
I ain't got a wine because my diamonds are dancing.
Yeah.
Bars, you know. Come on. Are you a diamonds girl?
A little bit, yeah. Not too much.
Do you remember
but
when
a
you got
little
your
bit.
first diamond? Because there's some girls out there that never had no diamonds.
Oh, my first diamond actually was bought for me by somebody. It was like a pair of diamond earrings.
Okay,
which
yeah.
I very rarely wear
Oh.
because I'm not trying to lose that. Yeah.
Straight up, I know, man. They're kind of expensive.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very expensive.
So they're just tucked away somewhere.
Yes.
Yeah. Say no more.
Yes. I'm not like that rapper vibes, like
Flossy,
fully
flossy.
iced out. Yeah, nah.
Another bar I want to pick up, because these are bars, man. Want to fly me to Italy. Want to get romantic in Sicily.
Did
Are
you
you
get
crazy?
that one?
Of course
Italy
I did.
want to
Wanna
get romantic.
Come on.
Okay.
Are you crazy? Are you mad? I said, are you dumb? Like, boring, you know? I think you could not only songwrite for like singers and that, I think you could write some bars for some of these rappers out
I would
here.
love to, I would actually love to do.
Yeah.
I would love to co-write.
You
with a
prefer to
rapper.
do that?
I would much prefer to do that. That would be sick. Yeah.
Like, be honest though, how easy do those bars come for you? Because you're not like a rapper. You know what I'm
It
saying?
genuinely comes easy because I love rap music. Like, that's mainly what I listen to. As an R&B singer, I don't really listen to that much R&B. I listen to like one or two artists, and besides that, I listen to straight hip hop all the time. So I feel like rapping comes a lot easier, actually.
There's been a big conversation recently about artists with social anxiety and mysterious artists.
Okay.
I'm happy that you're here doing interviews and stuff, and you're out here, because there are some artists that want to stay mysterious. Some of them want to be faceless, and some of them really have social anxiety. So they're uncomfortable around people, performing in front of live crowds, doing meets and greets and things like that. Do you get much anxiety?
No, I mean, I don't, maybe because I don't really understand the whole anxiety term and what that feels like, because I think it feels different for other people. All I can say is I definitely experience nervousness. That I definitely experience. Like, I'm a lot better with it now, and I feel like, I'm slightly like cured for the most part. But I had a time, probably for a whole year, where I had so much nervousness. Like, I would do everything, but it would be such a struggle for me backstage. Like, I'm hyperventilating, I'm crying.
Oh, real talk?
I'm stressed out. Yeah, like, or where I'm just in a zone where nobody even wants to chat to me because they know I'm tense, and they're like, oh, let's just leave her. And it's not even that I want to be left, but it's I can't control how I feel right now, and I can't control the energy, and it's not my fault because I'm just nervous. But I think for me, that just came from like really obsessively wanting everything to be perfect, and being nervous that if it wasn't perfect, it would all just flop, and like, I don't know, everybody would just be like, no, she's terrible, and that's it, it's all done. So I think it just came from that feeling. So I understand, like, you know, people who say they experience stuff like that and anxiety and can't do certain things. It's hard, I think, especially because you're not becoming an artist or being in the forefront is not something you can really prepare yourself for, especially if you don't have the like what do you call it, support. If you don't have the support, or if you don't have the like artist development in that, where they're telling you this is what this will feel like, where you don't know what's going to happen. You're just releasing music and you're watching these other people and you're thinking, oh, that would be cool to do that would be cool to do that, and you don't actually know the immense amount of pressure that comes from doing live television. Do you know what I mean? Real. Like, it looks sick and you're like, oh, I want to do that. And then you get there and you're like, yo, this is mad. So, yeah.
Was it easy for you to overcome some of those anxiety moments that you had backstage and stuff?
No, it wasn't. It actually wasn't. But I've got a very get on with it attitude. Do you know what I mean? Like, I just force myself to do stuff that's hard. Like, I'll cry about it and then be like, all right, we move. Do you know what I mean? For the challenge. We move, like, because I'm just like, nothing's going to stop me from getting a bag. or nothing's going to stop me from reaching my dreams and whatever it is I want to do. So it's hard, but yeah, I've just got a mentality of like, you just do it, it'll be fine, you'll be fine. Another great conversation. I'm very happy that you're out here making quality music. Thank you. And I feel like you've got loads and loads and loads and loads of years in you, man. And next year's looking great for you. Yes, 100%.
SK Vibemaker.